Hey everyone, it's JB from Independence Street Tarot and Seasons from Ritual, and I'm here with my good friend Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hello.
And
You've
we
got like
are
some of my hand.
it's magic. And we are actually recording on Monday, the 21st.
Yes.
Was Helen's birthday weekend.
Yay.
Yay, Helen. So I
Yeah.
hope you had a good birthday.
I had a very good birthday.
And then also I just want to shout out, I just bought this new necklace the other day from my friend Ginger who does split leaf. I don't know
Ooh.
if you guys can see. It's moss agate.
Oh, nice.
It's really pretty. So I'm gonna put a little link to her
Well, that's nice.
jewelry below. I love her creations.
Yeah. Very
Okay.
nice.
So Monday, um, the moon is in Libra for most of the day, correct?
Yes. Till this evening around like 6 o'clock, and then flips into old Scorpio.
Okay, but during the day, what we wanted to highlight today was that Lilith, who is in
Yes.
Leo,
Yes.
will be trining Eris, who is in Aries.
Yes. Which I think is just this really powerful divine feminine energy. We were talking off screen about how Lilith and Eris are kind of both the like rebellious outcasts of their mythologies. And, you know, a lot of times the thing with both of them was that they had to kind of stand alone and have like the bravery to do that. And, this energy with the trine, it's 120 degrees away, it's a harmonious aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So this is almost like giving us that power to stand on our own, be brave, and just do things authentically for ourselves, even if, no one's standing with us going, yay, I want to do this with you.
Great. And also it's like they were outcasted from the patriarchy.
Yes. And this is definitely a, damn the patriarchy kind of energy that we've got here.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, everything that we're seeing right now, I think we know that, the divine feminine is rising. Mother Earth is, she's a little pissed off right
Well,
now.
pissed.
She shouldn't.
Yeah.
And this is definitely the Lilith trine Eris energy is like kind of coming in to like empower us all to be like, I guess, kind of all on her side.
Right.
As
Take
you,
accountability.
yes,
Um, because I see Lilith as accountability and Eris, we both agree is discord, right? And Aries. And so she's shaken out, like she's making us see what we need to see in order to get things fixed.
yes,
And I
yes.
and I want to point out too with the moon in Libra, with that south node in Libra, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's part of that energy too, where with the south node in Libra, it is this idea of not worrying about how everyone else feels, but really getting into making sure we're in balance first.
Yes, I think that's really important.
And so I think that works well with this Lilith and Leo trining Eris and Aries energy.
Yeah, it definitely does. And like that energy, like Eris would actually be close to the North Node and so opposite the South Node in Libra. So yeah, that definitely like there's a lot of like leaving behind the, you know, um feminine desire to people please,
Yes.
and then moving into the like, no, I got to do this for myself. And Lilith, I always think of her as the liberator. Like she liberates us from anything that's not true to us.
Right.
So like I think we're being liberated from that people pleasing that like isn't really true to anybody. We all just kind of do it to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of us that like kind of dies inside when we do it. And it's like this is kind of like firing us back up from that and being
Yeah.
like, nope, we got to do it for ourselves now.
Yeah. And I'm gonna see how this really works out too with um like having social graces versus people pleasing.
Yeah, and I like that because again, with this trine energy, it's not necessarily like all this needs to come in super harsh.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just kind of like the idea of being kind versus being nice,
Mm-hmm.
where like, we can tell people, we don't necessarily have to tell someone off, but we can tell them about themselves in a very kind way so that they know and we know now, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to just kind of being like, it's okay, that was fine. You can actually say, no, that wasn't fine,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you this so that and now have that knowledge.
Right. So this is a really good way to start off this week.
I think so too. I think it's just really empowering. And I think it's definitely going to cut through a lot of just kind of like the haze that is left over from like the fall of the patriarchy, which is basically what we're watching right now. And you know what? Like, I know you're going to sit right next to me toasting marshmallows in that fire.
It's true. I'll make sure we have s'mores.
Yes.
I'll bring chocolate and rest.
Oh,
Okay, Tuesday. Well, so later tonight the moon will move into Scorpio, like you mentioned. And then
yes.
Tuesday the moon will be in Scorpio all day.
Yes. Which is definitely Scorpio is that energy that, we're digging deep, we're facing, our emotional shadows and just kind of transforming them and transmuting them into something that can actually be useful for us.
And I kind of want to touch on this, not to get ahead, but on Wednesday, Mercury will station retrograde. So I
Yes.
just wanted to say, because for me, how I'm feeling these things, Monday, Tuesday, it's starting to bring up I hate to say like old stories, but really old stories
Yeah.
that need
Narrative.
to be looked at again. And so
Absolutely.
with this Eris though, this Eris and Lilith energy, I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention. I'm getting through this. So I really feel like you guys, if things start popping up and you're like, oh, just let them pop up and just start to get that wherewithal and that know-how, like, okay, this is the time we're getting through this. So I'm gonna go back to Tuesday before we
Mhm.
get with the moon in Scorpio.
Yeah.
Because on that same day, Mars, who is in Virgo, will be opposite Neptune in Pisces.
Yes. Which I think that's a great energy.
Yep.
Because to me, I feel like it's kind of like letting us see where we've disempowered ourselves through illusions. And
And if
it
those
may
are coming up,
it
if they're
may be like a thing where at first we go,
right,
but then we're gonna go, okay, but now we have the knowledge.
right,
Now we can do something with this and we can move forward. And
right.
that's how we need to treat that energy. Like it can't be something we really drop anchor on. Like,
No,
oh no, I was disillusioned. Well, we all were on some level. We're
some,
waking up, we're moving on. But
right.
now we have that energy, and that knowledge to be like, all right, moving forward. Because Mars is the energy, Mars is the drive, and Neptune you know, is the delusions, but it's also the truth once we kind of move ourselves through those delusions.
Right. And so that Mars and Virgo is going to help resolve those things or help see them as like, again, I mean, if it's an insecurity, it's an insecurity, but also to look at it, and get a good enough thing through the illusion to be like, okay, I'm going to resolve this. Like
Yes,
moving forward.
exactly.
And also on Tuesday, Venus, who is in Leo,
Mm-hmm.
is squaring Jupiter and Taurus, which I also think just helps that same energy.
Oh, yeah. And like, Venus is our value system. Venus is how we find beauty in the world. And like, Jupiter is like amplifying, expanding. And it's like, it's challenging us to like dig deep and find all the beauty, find all the things that really matter to us and like stand up for them. Like, put like our money where our mouth is, so to
Yeah.
speak. And it's like, to me, it's like that energy, like that Venus square Jupiter is the most, you know, I would say pleasant challenge that we can get, because both of those, like Venus and Jupiter, are both really, jovial and beautiful energies, anyways. And so if they're challenging us to do something, they're just kind of like, hey, it can be better. Come on, like let's use
Yeah.
all your resources. Let's, get into all the things that you like and like, make time for all of that. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of that energy.
Remember what makes you special, but also remember, like going back to like Mother Earth, remember what makes her special.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're definitely remembering Mother Earth this week, especially going into Virgo season.
Yes, I know. Um, yeah, Jupiter and Taurus is really, I mean, look, when Jupiter goes into anything because it's expansion, which I want to say, I don't know if I said this on the other video, but this is the first time Jupiter's been in Taurus since for 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a fresh energy coming in.
Oh yeah. And it's a really like Jupiter loves to be in Taurus because
Mhm.
it's like, it's just big money energy. Like,
Mhm.
and that doesn't necessarily even have to be money, but
Right.
like just like really big, beautiful energy.
Abundant, fun.
Yeah, like very abundant, like really just kind of utilizing our resources positively and like
Mhm.
not having that lack mindset, like having an abundance mindset. Like Jupiter and Taurus is definitely abundance mindset.
So start leaning into that, guys. And if things are coming up, like I said, like old stories, things like that, just take a time, sit with them, and I know you say this a lot, sit with them. Yeah, they can be uncomfortable, but when you kind of sit with them, I'm telling you, they start to move through pretty freaking fast.
Yeah.
When you just take that and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit with this for a minute and just really focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with this Venus retrograde energy right now, right? Which we can bring a lot more on ourselves in a good way, in a positive way. So we remember what we need to let go, but we remember how beautiful and special and snowflakey we are.
Yeah.
I love snowflakes. I know I say that every time I say snowflake, but
Yeah, but what's wrong with snowflakes? I don't know why they get such a bad rap.
I don't know 'cause people are rude. Okay, so Wednesday, happy Virgo season.
Yay, Virgo season.
The moon will still be
Come
in
clean up after
Scorpio.
the Leo party.
What did you say?
I said come clean up after the Leo party.
Exactly. It's a great way to put it.
This is truly that energy.
Thanks, Virgos.
Yeah.
Okay, Wednesday, the moon is in Scorpio. It is Virgo season.
Yes.
Mercury will station retrograde.
Yes. Who's also in Virgo. So that's lots and lots of heavy Virgo energy on that day. So it's like pragmatic, organized, resolving, earthy.
In that moon that's still in Scorpio, the moon is ruled by Pluto. That's transformation. When it's that moon energy, it is our intuition. It is going to be sextiling Mercury, Mars, and Pallas Athena, who are all in Virgo. So start listening to, what you want to move through or what you want to resolve. This is a good day to kind of make some notes to see what comes
Mhm.
in.
Well, and the moon is approaching a square with the sun. So, like, we've got the first quarter moon, and so that's an action moon. And we've got all this like mutable, Virgo earth energy that's like almost telling us to like take something and like mold it into something, like
Yeah.
take the thing that you want to do and like make it.
Yeah. And I went to say this too, because I was thinking about this before we went on air. This Mercury retrograde too this year, this time, this period. Okay. Also seems like a lot of things are going to be able to take root.
Yes.
Like things like you've been going over or we've been going over or trying to get started. I feel like this Mercury retrograde, things are going to start take root. If you guys have been putting your ideas out there or introducing yourself to people, this is the time to go and reintroduce yourself to people. Okay. Mercury's
Mhm.
retro, they'll be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I do feel like this is lining up to be a very auspicious time for all of us who've put in the work. So a lot of times we have that Mercury retrograde. It's always like, watch your electronics.
I
Um,
don't even do any of that anymore.
I don't know, but yeah, but this is a
It's so
time
rude.
to go out and reintroduce yourself. Go out and reintroduce your idea. Mercury retrograde is going over what you're saying, what you're speaking. But also see maybe if you can make your idea a little clearer.
Yeah.
But I really
And
felt like this is going to be a really good time just to show back up. And I also feel like things that have kind of been in the ether, like really getting those building blocks to like move forward.
yeah, I definitely think so. And I think, with the sun moving into Virgo, it's like we're getting a little more pragmatic. And then Mercury stationing in retrograde at the same time. To me, that's like, definitely, changing the narrative to something that's more pragmatic, something that is more organized, something that we can actually work with.
Hmm.
And like, the sextile with Mercury, Mars, and Pallas Athena is like, now we're planning how to do that. Now we can think about it. Now we have the power and the drive to actually do it.
Yeah. That's great. Do you feel like that in your life? I feel like in my life.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to feel like that. Like I feel like we're just like kind of coming out of this like almost like fog or something of like again, like we talked about like with the Mars opposite Neptune, like
Mhm.
all these like illusions we didn't even know were there. And now we're like, all right, now we see, so we can do something different now.
Into like moving into Virgo season, which is pushing us towards fall, like Leo season is just so intense and in a beautiful way. And for me anyway, in a beautiful way, because it's just like summer and it's at its
Yeah.
peak. And like I said, there's meteor showers like every night, and
I
everything's bloomed and
Well, and it's weird because like this whole heat wave that we've been going through, I mean, obviously it was happening before Leo season, but it seems to have intensified during Leo season. And when it's been, have you not felt like the sun is somehow brighter now too?
oh
It's
yes,
like,
listen.
like, oh my God, you're being so extra kind of energy.
Yes, when it was raining earlier today, and like I said, we were so excited because it was rain. I went and opened my back door, and I was seriously thanking the rain for coming. And then I looked up, and I could see the sun peeking through, and I was like, "Hey, hey, hey, we need
Yeah,
five
nighttime.
more minutes, man. Like, hold on, 5 more
Yeah.
minutes." Yeah. Um. Okay, so Thursday, the moon will still be in Scorpio. We've got a lot of Scorpio moon this week, you guys, but it will
Yeah.
move into Sagittarius later in the day.
Yes.
But
And
as
this
you
is
said,
the day. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, and as you said, the moon is Scorpio, and then it will be squaring the sun.
Yes. So
Mhm.
we've got that first quarter moon. This one is a fixed first quarter moon. So it's like we're kind of the action that we're taking. So like when the sun and the moon square, a quarter moon, either first or last quarter, depending upon waxing or waning. And it's a challenge, to actually take action towards during the first quarter moon, the intentions that we set during the new moon. Like we've
Mhm.
been building towards it. Now, what are we doing to like actually make that come to fruition?
Yeah.
So fixed first quarter moon, you know, we've got the energy of actually like, planting something in, like, making something stable, like actually, taking something from just a starting phase to like an actual doing phase.
Hmm. And then when the moon, and also I just want to say too, because I always say new moons, we rest on new moons. And I know we still set intentions on new moons, but I also like push the resting part.
Yeah,
But like it is like, okay, we've rested. Now it's time to start
doing
getting back.
something.
Yeah. Cause I'll tell you last night, was it last night? I think so. Like I saw, the sliver of the moon. It made me so happy. There's sometimes when like there's new moons and I'm like kind of looking around and I am like, okay, there, she's back. Okay.
Well, because it takes a few days before
Whew.
you actually, see, and you're like,
Yeah.
because
But
usually they're kind of too close to each other the first couple of days to see anything. So, because
yeah,
yeah, it's up during the day. So,
like I like that it still surprises me and like I'm like, oh, still like, oh, good, but it's still I
yeah.
still get surprised and I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay. There she is. Okay, Thursday, the moon will move into Sagittarius. That's going to bring in some lightning from our Scorpio moon for sure.
Yes.
Then also Mars in Virgo will be trining Pluto in Capricorn.
Yes, which I think is a really nice energy that kind of counters out because again, we started the week off with this like really powerful feminine energy.
Mhm.
And now we're kind of countering it with this really powerful masculine energy because of course Mars is our power planet and Pluto is like our hidden power, I guess you would say, the things, trials and tribulations to get to
Mhm.
know ourselves better kind of power. And if they're trining one another, it's like kind of like the, almost like a power up, I guess you would say. Like I'll call it power up, like where, we're our battery is fully charged and, we actually can take the actions that we want to take during this first quarter moon.
And also, you guys look on this day because this Pluto and Capricorn is starting to shake out a different, well, not a different way, but it's starting to shake out a certain theme, I guess I would say. So really pay attention to like money on this day. And see like like maybe there's a better way for you to put your money like not put it somewhere like savings, but like or like even your energy somewhere, or like maybe you don't want to spend money on something somewhere else, but also maybe pay attention to see what comes up where maybe others have been putting their money. Because, and the reason I say that, which is, listen, this is happening in real time. I would never, but that moon in Scorpio is other people's money. And then when we move into that Sagittarius moon, so pay attention on the stay, you guys. Just
Yeah, definitely.
this
That
isn't,
makes
I'm not like, this is not like banks failing or that bullshit. That's not what I'm saying. I don't, not that, but
I think
definitely,
I see it more as like seeing better ways to utilize our resources.
yeah. And I also maybe see it like something coming out, seeing where someone else was paid off about something, quite honestly. And we're going to be like, what the fuck? So
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate.
you guys put a pin in that. Let's see. Okay, Friday, the moon in Sagittarius. It'll be
Yeah.
in Sagittarius all day Friday.
Yes. And
Woo!
really beautiful energy, I feel like, for Friday, because we've got already, the moon in Sagittarius is just kind of like a breath of fresh air from like, the intensity of Scorpio.
Yeah.
Um, and then we've got a trine from Venus, Chiron, and Eris.
Ooh.
And so that actually creates like kind of like a loose grand fire trine.
Mm-hmm.
So like basically just kind of like this harmonious flow of like fiery masculine, like divine masculine energy, just kind of like pushing us forward, but balanced out with that Venus there to kind of like be the divine feminine, to like kind of remember the nurturing and, taking care of oneself along the way.
That's perfect. And then I see too, it's going to be opposite Vesta and Gemini.
Yes, which I think that's nice because that's like Vesta's like our sacred flame. And
Right.
again, playing into that fire energy, I feel like it's just like kind of firing us up in a really nice way. Like not in a like, fired up in a pissed off way, like
Right.
fired up like yay, like I'm actually like excited about life again and want to like move forward and not just be in the intensity of the Scorpio of like digging through the emotions.
Yeah. And also, like, Vesta is our spiritual flame, like you said. And so, you guys use that to center yourself. If you start to
Yeah.
feel like, whoa, go back to your center. I always say get grounded, get centered. But if you guys go back to that spiritual flame, if you will, um, that's going to help you get grounded and not, and stay, like, if you get overwhelmed, go back to that. That's going to help overcome that overwhelm.
Yeah. Like, yeah, just remind yourself what you're truly devoted to, and that needs to be your center.
Yeah. Um, okay, Saturday, moon and Sag still. It will
Yes.
move into Capricorn.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, which it'll be, Mars will be conjunct Pallas Athena and Virgo, so that's perfect. Moon and
Yeah,
Cappy. Moon and Cap wants us to work, get things
yeah,
done.
exactly. And yeah, that energy, did I say Mars or did I say Mercury in the notes?
You said Mars conjunct Pallas Athena.
I wrote down Mercury and I'm wondering if I really meant Mercury.
Well, either way.
Yeah, I mean, they're all very close to one another. So I think it's actually fair maybe to just talk about all of them
Okay.
forming a conjunction because they're kind of trading off on that right now, anyways. And I think we've been talking about this energy like with Mercury, Mars, and Pallas Athena for a while, where it's like they're either trining the moon or sextiling the moon all together on the same day. And so, in a way, they have been kind of in this like three-way for a while. So like those energies to me are pretty cohesive right now. And that means like, our power center, our mind, our planning, like our, strategic planning, like how we go after things, that's all kind of on offer for us to like work with at the same time, really.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make that distinction there. So Athena is the goddess of war, but she was more what did you just say? Strategic.
Yes.
So she was known for strategery. She's strategic. While
Yeah,
Mars,
exactly.
who is the god of war, not necessarily so strategic.
Right.
Or right. But I see him as divine. So which might not make him more strategic, but strategic, but he has more understanding.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I'm
think
like a brain trust kind of coming together. Like that's what I'm thinking like this energy is.
right. So like if you were to see, like if you want a divine masculine coming together, that would definitely be Mars and Athena
Yes.
on a goal. So that's great on Saturday.
Yes. I think that's wonderful energy. And I think it's definitely like an energy that's going to help us kind of plan how we actually just move forward with all these things that we're like, we want to do, we want to take action, we want these things. Like, this is going to be like, all right, well, let's come up with that plan and just go do it.
Yeah, because that moon in Capricorn is really going to make it seem tangible.
Yes, definitely.
Listen to your intuition. Okay, Sunday, moon will still be in Capricorn.
Yes. And then,
Trining.
yes, trine with Jupiter, Mercury, Pallas Athena, and Uranus. So, like, that's again, like, kind of like a loose grand trine between like the Taurus energy, the Virgo energy, and the Capricorn energy, which that's really the only interactions the moon is making all day. That's pretty beautiful. Like, because I think that again, same energy we were kind of talking about with like Mercury and Pallas Athena spilling over into the next day.
Mhm.
And Jupiter, you know, expanding things and always being like jovial, and Uranus just kind of like quick changes. Like, I think we're going to be able to change things around really easily. Like the things that we're planning on doing, the things we want to do, the things that we now feel empowered in, we're going to be like, all right, we can make those changes and just do it.
I agree. I think they're going to come in real fast instead of us
Yeah.
feeling like I've got to keep working at it. We need to start being like, okay, it's here.
Yeah. This is almost like to me, like I know there's no fire here, but this is almost like an Eight of Wands energy
Oh, I
of like
like
it's
it.
coming through.
Oh, you got the sun in Virgo.
Yeah.
Okay, and that same day, Mars will enter Libra.
Yes. Which I think that is nice because again, we've had Mars and Virgo for a while, which is good. But I like Mars and Libra because I think it challenges him to connect with his Venus side.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because we've been kind of doing that for a while. The Mars and Venus dance where they've been getting to actually know each other. It hasn't been like what is it, the book that they had, the men are from Mars, women are from Venus, like we're all just separate.
Yeah.
They've been kind of like in mutual reception in different times, you know, and things, and like just kind of learning how to understand one another.
Yeah.
And I like Mars and Libra because he's like, okay, I kind of understand that Venus energy now. And Libra, of course, is ruled by Venus.
Yes.
And I'm in my power. I can, you know, tap into my feminine too.
Yeah. And I think it's going to help us work with that South Node in Libra,
Yes,
start
definitely.
moving out the other stuff so we can start putting ourselves first, so we can start being better in balance.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to Mars entering Libra.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great energy. And
Me
it's definitely like empowering us to um what is the word I'm looking for? Like social justice, empowering us to social justice, which I think is great.
Okay, I'm gonna say it here first. Entertainment purposes only. I feel like that when I was talking about money, I feel like something else is going to come out about the Supreme Court and Clarence Thomas.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then Mars entering Libra. There you
Yeah.
go.
So we'll see.
Oh,
Put a
and that
pin
same
in it.
day we've got Sun opposite Saturn, which is like shining a light across on like the fucked up structures.
You heard it here from Fucked Up Structures, everybody. That's going to be our t-shirt. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I like it. Yeah, I actually, you know, I keep having it come through for me almost more on a personal level that next week is going to be a big transformative week. But like now I'm starting to think it's more just going to be on the collective level as well, that it's just going to be a big,
I mean, this week.
almost like, yes, I know. I keep thinking because we normally do this on Sunday. Yes,
I
this
know
week,
that.
excuse me. I want to see like a turning over. I don't know. Turning over of something.
Oh,
Like flipping. I don't see like a
you know what?
somebody.
That's a beautiful way, though, to say
I
that.
feel like it's metaphorical.
Well, no, but it's a beautiful way to say that, like a turning over or flipping over, because we're moving into fall, right? And what do? We start
Yeah.
tilling the fields.
Hmm.
So I just think you're into that we're moving into that energy, you know, we've got to bring the nutrients back up in the soil.
Well, and like, what were we saying the other day? I was texting you and saying, like, this crazy heat, like, it's too much.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I'm like, that makes me hopeful because that means we got to wake up, right?
Yeah.
We got to do something about this. Like, we're
Right.
getting, we gotta, like, it's got, come on, you know?
Yeah, I think our texts were about our brains boiling because it was so hot.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like that.
So I'm very happy we have rain here today. And even though other parts, my Uncle Joe and Uncle Jeff are in Palm Springs, and so I've been getting text messages they're okay, but the roads are shut down
Oh
um,
dear.
from the Hillary from Tropical Storm.
Oh
So
my God. And then they got the earthquake and the tornadoes at the same time.
Mother Earth saying something. Sophia Gaia, she's saying something, friends.
Yeah. Hope
Mhm.
we, hope we all start listening.
We will. We will.
Yeah,
There's more of us.
that's true.
Yeah. Okay, friends. Well, we're gonna leave it there. We got a little chatty today.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
We're allowed to talk. We were the talks too much in class kind of gals. So,
100%.
yep, those are the best kind.
So if you guys have questions or would like to reach out to me or Helen or schedule a session with either one of us, you can reach us on Instagram for sure, the YouTube channels, and also I have websites, and I'll put my link tree below, and then Helen will post it on her YouTube as well.
Yep.
Subscribe and subscribe and sub-like.
I think they get what they're supposed to do.
Okay, perfect. All right,
Yeah.
friends, I will
The
see
thing
you.
to tell you to do.
Yeah, I will see you Wednesday for the pool for the middle of the week. And then as always, Helen always posts celestial updates on her Instagram. So if you want to know exactly where everything is located in the sky, you can just follow her on her Instagram, the Crimson Cadaverous, and keep up with it.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, guys, till next time.
Bye bye.